Hi ladies and gents, Pond here with another video for Rise of Empires, Ice and Fire, and today I'm going to be talking about the first of the orange heroes that I'll be covering in my orange hero guides. So I'm just going to do them in alphabetical order. A lot of people have been asking me, obviously I do my season hero guides, but for those of you that are newer players to the game, finding out the 10 orange heroes that you get at the start would be really beneficial. People have been asking for this for a while, so I'm going to be doing all 10 heroes in the coming couple of weeks. Hopefully you guys will find this really interesting, and I'll be doing a playlist just covering all of their guides in one area, and I'll also do a rankings video for them too. So today, first off, the very first hero we're going to be looking at, as I say, just doing this in alphabetical order. So it is Demon Spear. So Demon Spear is one of the three heroes orange heroes that are actually troop specific. So she is the Footmen troop specific hero. So for those of you just at the start of the game, her skills 2, 5 and 8 will only activate when she is placed in legions of footmen. Okay, so she is a melee hero as well, so she's going to work at the front of the squad on the front row, and well, yeah, you're almost certainly going to want to put her on the front row, and the specific reason for that is her skill 2. So let's have a look at her skill. Skill 1 is of course the usual dictator skill, giving you the extra 23,100 troops, nothing different there. Her second skill is a combat skill, and the effective range is 2. So if you put her on the front row, it will target the front and middle row of your opponent. It does require 1 turn prep, which means at like the later stages in the game where you're encountering more heroes that can CC you, which is suppress or silence in this instance with a skill, then this is going to be susceptible to that. But it has a 35% chance, which is quite low. You'd probably expect this to activate between 1 and 3 times in a battle, 4 times if you're very lucky, I'd say. And it has a chance to deal 545% ferocious damage to 2 random enemy squads within range. So this is huge damage for a hero so early in the game, and it will make a big difference. Also, it has a debuff effect as well, so it means that the 2 squads that it attacks, they will have a decrease in might of 80%, which is considerable. That's probably about 25% of their total might in the earlier stages of the game, potentially even higher than that as well. So that is really nice first skill, combat skill that she's got, and that lasts for 2 turns as well, that decrease in might. Skill 3 is the usual defensive formation. Compared to the other orange heroes though, Demon Spear, these troop specific heroes give you a bit of extra percentage, so you get 35% resistance instead of the base 30% from the other 7 normal orange heroes that work with any troops. Same for the 4th skill as well, offensive formation. It gives you 35% extra might, so that's just a little bonus by having Demon Spear in your legion. 5th skill, it's another combat skill. Effective range is 2 again, and this time 30% chance to make 2 friendly squads take 35% less damage. It shouldn't have a minus here. It's a double negative, so it should just be, ignore the minus, it's 35% less damage lasting 2 turns. So in a battle, you're not going to see this in effect per se with figures or numbers. It's just going to be working in the background. 30% chance, it is a low chance, unfortunately. Again, I would expect that probably to be activating maximum of 1 to 4 times again in a battle. Skill 6, the dictatorship skill. So you get the 250% bonus to your skill 1, adding the full troop count to the legion, to the squad. And then heroes formation gains 15% bonus footman might and resistance, so that's okay. Interestingly, another 30 combat speed as well. So if you're up against similar base orange heroes that don't have this extra combat speed, then if you're against archers or footmen, you're going to see that benefit from this little extra boost is going to mean you're going to go first on the first turn. So that is an advantage in the earlier stages of the game. Later stages of the game, lots of heroes do have higher combat speed boosts than that. Her 7th skill is extra resistance, and again you're getting that extra 5% boost compared to the base orange hero, so it's 35% extra resistance for all of the legion. So that's just a bit of tankiness for her, making her more defensive, that she can take more damage. And the 8th skill is another combat skill. This one is effective range 4, and it will it's possible that it's only going to activate on turns 4, 5, and 6, and it's a 70% chance to silence 2 random enemy squads within range, making them unable to use combat skills lasting 1 turn. So in that middle section of the battle, there's a high chance that she can be stopping your opponents doing damage to you. So that can be a key element in a battle, particularly early on. Now let's go and have a look at her in action. Now I usually only use Demon Spear when I'm taking structures in Eden. So I'm just going to hopefully have that here. I think it's this one. It expires in 1 minute. Yep, perfect. And she gets 6 skills off in this battle. So this is up against a Territory Guardian. So let's see. So the first round, that's her skill 2 activating. So it does require 1 turn of prep. So you see it had that little hourglass, sand hourglass symbol on it. That means that it's just prepping in turn 1, and then it's going to activate in turn 2. Remember, that skill has a target range of 2, and it targets 2 of the random enemy squads. So now this is activating, and we're going to see the damage. There we go. So that's the damage, and it is considerable. But again, this is a Territory Guardian, so it's not there are some differences to what's happening here and what you would see against another player. But again, this is just the best example I had of a in-battle sequence with Demon Spear using her skills. So we're going to just speed this up a little bit. She doesn't activate any skills in turns. She doesn't activate any new skills in turn 2 or in turn 3. So this is one of the disadvantages. Then you see on turn 4, this is silencing. She silenced both the back row and the front row. So that, if you see this symbol, that is her 8th skill getting off. And equally, you've seen that her 5th skill activated. So now two of the friendly squads in the Legion are going to be benefiting from that reduced damage. So that was turn 4. We'll just wait for these actions to play out. And then we're going to see in turn 5, both that 5th and 8th skill activates again. And you can see that the silence effect is now affecting both. So we've already got rid of the front row of the opponent because it's just a Territory Guardian. If you're in a main battle, it's highly likely you'd have 3 squads you are still up against it by the 5th turn. But you can see that now in this battle, we've managed to silence the opponent again. So, you know, that 8th skill has 70% chance. So really, you're looking at close to 2 out of 3 turns of turns 4, 5, and 6. It's going to activate, and that's exactly what we're seeing in this battle. 6th turn, it doesn't activate, but interestingly, the 5th skill did activate again for the 5th time. Now, it doesn't stack that skill, and it lasts 2 turns. So it's kind of annoying that it didn't, that it's activated 3 times in a row, because it's kind of nullifying the benefit each time. What you'd really, really want from that skill is that it to activate on turn 1, turn 3, and turn 5. Then you would get a full coverage from turns 1 to 6, rather than if you imagine it's activated on turn 3. So and then it's activating on activated on turn 4. So it should have worked for turn 4 and 5, but it's nullified itself because it's reactivated again. Because if it doesn't stack. So that was pretty good. 6 skills used. I think that's probably about the average for Demon Spear, because her first skill her second skill and the 5th skill are such low chance. But that was a good example of all the skills being used. Now for me, obviously I'm very advanced into the game. You know, I'm on I'd be in season 7 effectively of Reign of Chaos, because I'm in my 3rd season of Eden now. And I still use Demon Spear in my account if we're taking structures and I want to run with multiple Footmen legions, and I usually do run with 3. Then I do put Demon Spear at the front of one of those legions, and then I've got Dragon's Avatar for another, or I've got Bleeding Steed or Skander. Depends on what combinations I'm going to use. But she is still going to be usable, and if you do get her early on in the game, particularly for the first, I'd say 6 to 9 months, she's perfectly fine to have as a front row Footman hero compared to, you know, if you were putting a North Rage or an Orochi or a Rough Rider there. Now, she doesn't have the extra HP boost that those other heroes do, but the thing is, because she has so much CC in this 8th skill, and it's almost, you know, it's highly unlikely that it's not going to activate on at least 2 turns, and you're restricting 2/3 of your opponent for that part of the battle. Plus, she's reducing might significantly when this second skill gets off. That does kind of give her a tanky defensive element, and plus she's got the extra She's given the extra resistance here as well. You do have to put her in the second row because of these effective ranges. The effective range for this first skill. This is the only damage that she's going to do to the opponent, and you want to be benefiting from this. If you put her in the middle row, this skill would only target one opponent's squad. You're going to lose out on over 500% damage. So definitely put Demon Spear in the front row. It's not even worth considering putting her anywhere else, to be honest. In terms of the skills, so being a normal orange hero, of course you want to just you'll be able to unlock skills 1 to 5 straight away. You'll need a duplicate for her skill 6 awaken skill, and then skill 7 you just need 2 orange medals. Skill 8 you need 3 orange medals, any orange medals. Which skill would you unlock next? For me, if you can, I would wait, and if you're short on wisdom medals and you're wondering what skill to upgrade, I would upgrade skill 8 before skill 7, because even though you're giving like an extra 35% resistance to your whole legion, I think the benefit of this, particularly if it activates on each turn on 4, 5 and 6, and there's a good chance of that happening because it is 70% chance for activation, then that's going to make a more significant impact in the battle than if she is giving that base resistance to the legion. That's my opinion on it. And like when you're in the earlier stages of the game, like I say, Demon Spear on the front row for your footmen, and she's not going to work with your cavalry or archers. So who are you going to put behind her? It depends how your formations are working. I mean, for me, you probably want, potentially, if you're not using dual blades in another legion, you'd want dual blades behind, because footmen are generally defensive. And you could, obviously, dual blades gives resistance on her 7th skill, so that would be a nice defensive combination. And then you'd have to use either Hurricane or Heaven's Justice on the back row, because of they are ranged heroes. Or you could, in the middle row, if you wanted to be a bit more attacking with your footmen, you could put Yamaraja, for instance. He's got extra might. So those are kind of probably the combinations that I'd be thinking about using with Demon Spear in a footman legion. And there we go, guys. That is everything I wanted to talk about with Demon Spear. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, why not click on that like? And if you have any questions about Demon Spear, or you just want to share your experiences or the combinations that you're using in the earlier stages of the game, please do pop a comment down below for me, and I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as I can. If this is one of the first videos that you're watching on my channel, why not click on that subscribe and ring the bell so you can get notifications of whenever I'm dropping videos on the channel, which is daily. And if you could please share my channel in your Alliance chat, Province chat, and through Line, WhatsApp, Viber, Discord, whatever you use to communicate with your fellow players in the game, that would be absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.